Good evening, everyone. It is I, your man Nipun Sharma, and welcome back to another video. Now, these are the player ratings for yesterday's victory against Everton, the Ancelotti derby. Because, Carlo Ancelotti manages Everton now, and he used to manage Chelsea. Anyway, we move on. And, 2-0 Chelsea. Another clean sheet. And our unbeaten run under Thomas Tuchel continues. And that was such a good performance from the team, especially Kai Havertz, who I felt was extremely unlucky yesterday. Had a goal disallowed, and rightfully so, because of it hit his hand. And the first time thought it was a goal, but it deflected off Everton defender Ben Godfrey, and then it was ultimately given as an own goal. But he was one of our best players yesterday. But with that being said, we move on to our player ratings. So starting off in goal, Edouard Mendy. He made a vital punch clear towards the end of the first half and saved Gomez in a follow-up effort as well. A virtual spectator, basically, after the break. But not much I can say. He gets a 7 out of 10. Now we move on to and a little bit of a score update for you. The tie against Borussia Dortmund and Sevilla ended 2-2, 5-4 on aggregate. And as things stand, the Porto versus Juventus tie is in extra time, and they're currently 3-3 on aggregate, and if it stays that way, it goes into penalties. But I will give you goal updates if it scores during the video, if either team score during the video. So 7 for Edouard Mendy. We now move on to Reece James. He was on the end of a lot of shouting from Thomas Tuchel in the early stages for not being aggressive enough with his runs. Didn't do much in the second half. It wasn't required much defending, and he didn't get forward as much. A comfortable evening for the England international. He gets a 7.5 out of 10. Now we move on to our first of 3 centre-backs. Cesar Azpilicueta. Defended what he needed to defend. Defended what he needed to defend, and he wasn't troubled that much. But he showed excellent form and he's continuing to show excellent form under Thomas Tuchel. He gets an 8 out of 10. Now we move on to our second of 3 centre-backs, in Kurt Zouma. Saw a lot of the ball while playing on the left of the back 3. Kept Dominic Calvert-Lewin quiet. went down with an injury, but not serious enough for him to be hauled off, and ended up ultimately playing the whole 90 minutes. He gets an 8 out of 10. Now moving on to the Danish Maldini, Andreas Christiansen. He made a couple of booming headed clearances in the first 45 minutes and was moved to the middle of the back three when Rudiger was rested. And he kept Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin quiet all game. All game. All game. Marcus Alonso. He simply put the ball into a dangerous area that Havertz converted from. Well, via a deflection from a Ben Godfrey own goal. Yeah, for the opening goal of the game. Denied from doubling his score with a world-class save from Jordan Pickford. Do not get me wrong, he should still not be England's number one. Went forward, defended well when he needed to. He was good. So Marcus Alonso gets an 8.5 out of 10. Now we move on to Jorginho. Got away with a few fouls in the first half and was lucky not to be punished. Converted his penalty with ease and he controlled the game from the middle of the park. 7.5 out of 10 for Jorginho. Now we move on to Mateo Kovacich. Oh. So, Mateo Kovacich came back to the starting 11, having missed out against Liverpool. Good press and released Havertz to win the penalty after the break. And he kept things ticking quite nicely before being substituted for Mason Mount. He gets a 7 out of 10. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Easily one of our best players in the first 45 minutes, and his patience paid off when he found Alonso to assist Havertz as well. Goal-bound shot to be deflected by Ben Godfrey, if you will. I have no idea how to put that, but okay. He was taken off midway through the second half when the Blues went up 2-0. Solid player on the night. 7.5 out of 10 for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Timo Werner. Played on the right side but saw nothing of the ball in the opening half. With that being said, he looked to have forged a good understanding with Kai Havertz. He should have scored to make it 3-0, but it was poor finishing at the end of the day. Also, he scoffed another chance and looked completely shot from confidence in front of goal. Could have had a hat-trick. He gets a 6.5. Now we move on to Kai Havertz, who played as a false nine, just like he should be every single game. He got on the scores sheet midway through the first half. Unfortunately, that came off a deflection through Ben Godfrey, but unlucky. He had a goal ruled out, rightly so, by the... Ooh. Juventus almost scored there. So yeah, he had a goal correctly ruled out for handball in the second half. He won a penalty that Jorginho converted. He was a nuisance throughout, and it was his best game in a Chelsea shirt by a long shot. And he is my man of the match. He gets a 9.5 out of 10. Now, Mason Mount. I'm marking the substitutes now. And Porto almost scored. Anyway, marking the substitutes. Mason Mount. He was brought on for Callum Hudson-Odoi in the 65th minute. Yeah, he was brought to. He was brought to bring in some energy. And he could have had an assist or two if it wasn't for Timo Werner's poor finishing. He gets a 6.5. N'Golo Conte. He forced a good stop from Jordan Pickford, and he didn't do much else. He gets a 5. Christian Pulisic. And he came on for Timo Werner in the 88th minute. And I'm not going to give him any rating because he didn't have enough time to impact the game. So, and now we move on to the manager, Thomas Tuchel. His rating. Thomas Tuchel, he gets a 9 out of 10. He got the starting 11 correct. He got his substitutions correct. He got everything correct. 9 out of 10. And one of the very rare occasions I do this, and I think I will do more often now, mark Everton's player of the match. Everton's man of the match. Their man of the match was Jordan Pickford. He kept Everton in the game. But, yeah, at the end of the day, another clean sheet and 3 points in the bag. And top 4 is ours to lose now. We cannot throw this away. We have a bunch of winnable fixtures coming up. The biggest test coming forward this month is going to be the second leg of the Atletico Madrid game, which I will be making a preview on next week. Porto saved a shot from Morata. Now, so yeah, 3 points in the bag. And now, with that being said, social media is in the description below. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already. And yeah, you have been a wonderful audience, and this is Nipun Sharma signing off. Take care of yourselves. Peace. Up the Chelsea, and London is blue. And I'm out of here.